We've got the former bad boy, Sean Diddy Combs, on trial accused of sex trafficking. This is a case the world is watching. Let's get you the very latest. Our team is inside the courtroom and outside the courthouse, bringing you all the updates. Let's go to Court TV legal correspondent Kelly Craft right now, who's outside to tell us what is happening this morning. Kelly, good morning to you.
Well, good morning to you, Julie. Court got underway about 20 minutes after 9 this morning here in New York City. We saw a number of people making their way inside the courthouse, including Cassie, Ventura's mother. So we do expect her to be on the stand later on today. The direct examination of a man by the name of David James just wrapped up. He's now on cross, but I want to tell you about some of the things that were talked about on the direct examination. So he was talking about baby oil, Astroglide. He talked about a situation. He was the advance guy. He would go into the hotel rooms and he would set up the rooms in preparation for the freak-offs. He said that he would bring a toiletry bag for Sean Combs that would have over 40 products that were skin care products. He would go inside that hotel room, line all of those skin products up. He also talked about a time when he walked into one of the hotel rooms because someone had said that they forgot their iPad. He walked in. He testified that he saw Cassie Ventura lying on her back, and she appeared. The implication was that she was unconscious. When he made his way into the hotel room, he said that he saw a naked man who he described on the stand as very well endowed. That man then scurried off, and then he imagined, or he indicated that he believed that Sean Combs was in the shower. We do have some testimony that we can put up on the screen. So yesterday, David James, he got on the stand, that direct examination, that's what took place. He was the last witness yesterday on the stand, and he's the ex-assistant. He said he never saw any physical violence between Ventura and Combs. He did hear them argue, though, about her career. She was saying she wanted to expand her career into acting and modeling. Combs was telling her, according to the testimony, that she needs to focus on singing. James was Combs' assistant from 2007 to the year 2009. Also, he was talking about a situation when he applied for the job. So he was saying that when he was going through that hiring process, a human resources vice president told him, "This is Mr. Combs' kingdom. We are all here to serve him," Julie. So interesting testimony from him today. He also was saying that he started to realize there was an incident in LA at Mel's Diner. I can get into that a little bit later. He was saying that at that point, when that incident took place, we're talking about guns, some violence, he realized that his life may be in danger, and that's when he left his employment with Sean Combs.
Oh my, oh my. Kelly, you know, so many things I want to ask you about. You were saying how this witness made a comment about it being Sean Combs's kingdom, and he was just there to serve him. Sounds to me, I'm curious if it sounds to you like this witness is going to the crime alleged of racketeering conspiracy.
Absolutely, Julie, yes. So they are bringing him on, the federal prosecutors are bringing him on to kind of show this idea of this continuous cycle of this criminal enterprise and forced labor. He talked about how he would be on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and he was just one of the people that had this situation where he'd be going all over the place, have to set up the hotel rooms, and a lot of other people were involved.
Oh, quite a job. Kelly, I could talk to you all day, but I know you need to go back in, hear some more testimony, and come back out with these updates. It's been so great having you be our eyes and ears there. Thank you so much. We'll talk again some more about this case. Let me bring in our guest analyst now this hour. He's got so much experience in the area of law enforcement, retired at the rank of deputy inspector with the NYPD. He's also a military veteran and an author of the book Once a Cop. Corey Pegues is with us. Corey, I want you to zone in with us, please, on that allegation that there was a conspiracy to commit racketeering with all sorts of different predicate crimes alleged, everything from sex trafficking to bribery to kidnapping to arson, and the list goes on and on. Tell me, when it comes to these witnesses like David James that Kelly was just talking about, he seems to be kind of the setup guy. Do you think this is a solid foundation for building that case, which with the federal government is tasked to prove here in this trial?
Hey, good morning. So, listen, again, we know that this is going to be a marathon. We know on the cross, like Cassie, they crossed it with kid gloves. You see the girl yesterday from Diddy Combs, they wear her really, really hard. I'm quite sure right now they're doing a cross against this gentleman. They're gonna go really hard at him. And there's a lot of things that was going on, but even in Cassie's text messages, we know we talk about the electronic footprint, just like this Cameron Reed case, what's going on over there right now on the stand. You can't really run from it. There was times that she, initiated, was happy. All of these things the jurors are going to have to really do. I was thinking yesterday, you need a real analytical mind to be on this trial, Julie. Somebody that could think outside of the box and don't get caught up in the whirlwind of Puff Daddy, Diddy, whatever his name is. I know there's a scientist, I believe, on there. He'll be able to critically think. I think there's somebody that's a math whiz that's on there. They'll be able to separate the things. When you have laypersons on there, like a construction worker, a nurse, or whoever, they're not critically thinking all of the time. So I'm really concerned with, the jury. When they go back in that jury room, this case is a lot. It reminds me of R. Kelly case. This is about money,
Yes.
power, and sex. But the difference is, we know what R. Kelly, he definitely was trafficking young people across state lines, keeping them in his house and stuff. This is a lot different, but the thing is money, power, and sex. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. We have to see, because if it was consensual, all of these things, what really bothers me is it was an 11-year relationship, Julie. That part, the jury's going to have a very difficult time with, I believe. 11 years. This wasn't like a 1 year, 6 month relationship and these things happen. This is 11 years. And then you bring in all these witnesses that saw stuff, didn't do anything. There's a lot for the jury to decipher.
There is a lot to go through here. You're right. This case isn't built on just one person's testimony alone or one piece of evidence. You're right, Corey. It's like putting a jigsaw puzzle together, really. If I was a prosecutor, I'd kind of be looking at it like that. Okay, where are we going to start? Are we going to start in the middle, on the ends? Let's just give them something good they can sink their teeth into. And it seems to me this witness talking about things that go to the crime of racketeering, conspiracy, it seems to me that maybe that'll be what we'll see today. Who knows? Maybe the next witness will be the same. We'll see. But in the meantime, Corey, as you were talking, we just got in something fresh to our newsroom. So you and I are going to see this together. Oh my. So these are pictures that have been introduced as case evidence. That's Cassie Ventura. Pictures of the injuries that she suffered allegedly at the hands of her boyfriend, Sean Combs, during that long relationship that you were just talking about, Corey. So the jury got to look at these pieces of evidence, among other things. Right there in this picture, though, Corey, when we look at it analytically, I love what you said about how we need people who are going to really look at, okay, what are the elements of the crime versus what is the story that happened. Cassie told a story of abuse and domestic violence. How does that fit with the sex trafficking that's alleged? Well, it's alleged to have been done by force and coercion and threats. Corey, tell me if you think these pictures help to substantiate that and why.
Well, so what I'm looking at when I see this, and I saw these pictures yesterday, last evening, were these injuries done during the sex? We haven't had a witness say, even Cassie, I don't remember her saying that he beat her while having sex with these guys. I can't remember if she actually said, do we have a witness that's going to say, because obviously Puffy he's a freaking domestic abuser. We know that. And people are texting me and DMing me and asking, why is he being charged with assault? So just for the listeners, if that, like the hotel that happened in LA, if it doesn't rise to a level of a felony, which is, I believe, 3 years in LA, and just beating her with his hands is a misdemeanor, and statute of limitations is only 1 year. Because a lot of the courties are wondering why is he being charged with assault? And that's the reason why, because of statute of limitations. That's why they're charging him with sex trafficking and these other crimes and not assault. And The issue with it is, Julie, was he beating her while he was having these sex rooms? And that's what we're going to be looking at. So we'll see. He obviously was an abuser. We can see that for sure. But did he do it while they was doing these sex rooms?
Corey, thank you for answering the question about the statute of limitations. Thank you. That's an important question. You're right. People are getting that. And I would even go so far, my prosecutor brain's kicking in, I would go so far as to say that, yes, these beatings could happen during or before or after, anything to just keep her coerced into thinking, oh God, if I don't continue doing this, if I don't stay and submit, then I'm going to get a bad beating from him. So prosecutors, hopefully if they are smart, and I believe they are from what I've read, they're going to use these to support the trafficking charge as it pertains to Cassie. Corey, you touched on, we've got the Karen Reed case going, and you always talk about the digital footprint.